Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I think this subcommittee hearing on weaponization and mass migration is a real security issue, not only for Europe, but for the United States. And I get a sense of bipartisan agreement, at least it seems like it, about the potential impact of this. Listening to your testimonies, I'm going to say something that my colleagues here have heard me say before, but that modern-day Russia, I believe today, is a syndicate masquerading as a country. And they've got a mob boss, and it's called Putin. And we know what mob bosses do. And to bring this weaponization of migration to his other levels of the arsenal that he holds, we are seeing the devastation. 5 million, 6 million Ukrainian people were forced to migrate right after their invasion. Europe, did they do the responsible thing, Admiral Montgomery?
I believe Europe did do the responsible thing in accepting the 6.5 million people. I think some were displaced inside Ukraine. The vast majority, as you said, almost 5 million went into Europe, and Europe did the right thing, bringing them in, housing them, and then supporting Ukraine along with the United States in opposing the illegal invasion.
Right. And what about the amount of children that's been estimated to be kidnapped from Ukraine and forced into Russia? Ms. Borgen, what's the number you're using?
I don't have that number right now, but
Well,
I'd
the
be happy
Ukrainian friends
to-
tell me 27,000, but they estimate it's really over 50,000. Do you think that's in the ballpark, Admiral?
I do. I think the number I use routinely is 25,000, but I think it's probably 2 months old. And that's the known. I think what you're saying with 50,000 is the presumed with the children that are being moved out of occupied areas without any kind of overhead
And in
imagery.
some cases, forcing these children to fight against their people in their own country?
We are seeing that the older children, teenagers, after being in Russian camps, are then manipulated into joining the military.
Are there any programs that the State Department or Department of Homeland Security has worked with our allies in Europe and Ukraine to stymie these efforts by Russia and Belarus?
I only see nonprofit work. Speaker Johnson's wife, others have really led the effort to push back against the identifying the children and trying to get the Russian government to acknowledge them and return them.
But then doesn't this point to the larger crisis, that is that we must stop Putin and Russia? I mean, this was always about good versus evil. And please tell me, all three of you wish to comment, if we allow Putin to succeed in Ukraine, what do you see as the next likely occurrences to take place?
Well, I'll go first and I'll say, look, if he succeeds in Ukraine, I think Moldova is a toast. And then the real concern for that'll be a short appetizer for him, and then he'll begin to look at a NATO treaty ally. And I worry about the Baltic states more than Poland. I worry about the Suvlaki gap to Kaliningrad, and then he'll eventually, at that point, subsume Belarus into a broader Russia. So from my point of view, we have to stop Putin in Ukraine if we're going to stabilize the Eastern European front against Russian authoritarianism.
Would the other two witnesses care to comment?
Very good question. If Putin ends this war, or if this war ends basically on Putin's terms, this is going to be very negative for European security. And it's not just the Suwałki Gap, it's not just the Baltic states, it's the Black Sea, which is already tilting in Russia's favor when you look at how much of that space now.
Let's make no mistake about it. This is an imperialistic Russia that has clear goals and aims. Is that not the case?
It is the case, and while many people, everybody wishes the war to end, it is the question is on what terms will it end? The usual Western response is all ends of war are good.
Yeah. Before my time runs out, could you please care to comment?
Just to quickly say that alongside deterrence, we also have to think about defanging some of these tactics. And one of the ways to do that is to invest very seriously in integration and in stable systems in destination countries so that, again, we don't give hostile actors what they want, which is total chaos and destabilization.
Correct. My time's expired, Mr. Chairman, but I think the critical point in this whole subcommittee hearing is to know your enemy and to know their tactics. And in this case, it's quite clear between good versus evil and what Putin's our enemy, and we know this mass migration, weaponizing mass migration, is one of their tactics. Correct? We all have agreement in that? Thank you very much. More to be continued.